Hey everyone, have you ever really stopped to think about what goes into the promise of a perfectly clean space? It's so much more than just a little soap and water. Today, we're going to deconstruct a company called A Maid to see exactly how they present their services and try to build that all-important trust with their customers.
So, let's start with a quick question for you. What does a truly clean space actually feel like? I mean, is it just about what you see on the surface? No dust bunnies, no clutter? Or does it go a little deeper? Maybe for you, it's about that feeling of peace of mind, or creating a healthier spot for your family, or just getting that mental clarity that happens when everything around you is finally in order.
Right? That desire for a clean, calm space is something pretty much all of us can relate to. So the big question is, how does a business take that universal feeling and turn it into a service people will pay for? Well, today we're going to look at one company's answer as we break down how What A Maid puts together its promise to deliver that feeling of clean.
Okay, so let's get down to the basics first. What does this company actually do? What's on the menu, so to speak?
Well, right off the bat, you can see they offer a whole lot more than just your standard house cleaning. They're covering everything from your home to commercial buildings, and even tackling the real messy stuff, like move-ins, move-outs, and post-construction sites. But what really caught my eye is that last one, home office expert cleaning. That is such a smart nod to how many of us are working these days, and it shows they're really paying attention to what customers need right now.
All right, so we know what they do, but let's be real, the cleaning industry is crowded. So the real question becomes, why would someone choose them over all the other options out there? This gets us to the core of their identity and what they say makes them different.
And the very first thing they lead with is this, veteran-owned. Now, this isn't just a label. It's designed to be a fundamental part of their brand. The goal here is to immediately bring to mind qualities like discipline, precision, reliability, and a high level of trust. It's a powerful statement.
So building on that foundation, they then lay out these 4 pillars of their service. It's a really clear breakdown of their promise to you. First, you've got professionalism, which they link to having a trained, super detail-oriented team. Then there are customized plans, which means it's not some one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter approach. Third, eco-friendly practices, a huge selling point for a lot of people today. And finally, the satisfaction guarantee, which is basically their way of taking all the risk off your shoulders.
And they wrap all of this up with a simple, pretty catchy tagline, for your home sweet clean. It's a nice, memorable little phrase that blends that cozy feeling of home with the promise of a professionally clean space.
So we've covered the what and the why. The final piece of this puzzle is, of course, the how. How does a potential customer actually go about hiring them? And honestly, their process is refreshingly simple. The main call to action is as clear as day. Just call them to schedule a service. They're not making you jump through hoops with complicated online forms or a 10-step booking system. Nope, it's just a direct invitation to pick up the phone and talk to a real person.
And here's the practical info to actually make that happen. They give you 2 numbers, a toll-free line that works for anyone, and then a local number specifically for the Phoenix, Arizona area. That little detail tells us exactly where their home base is. It all comes back to making that simple, direct phone call.
And this brings us right back to where we started. We began by asking what a clean space means to you. So let's end by flipping that question around. After seeing how a company like this breaks down their value, it makes you wonder, what more could you accomplish in your work, your life, your general well-being if your space was just handled? Something to think about.